What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. During the last part, we explored an odd new scenario. We're looking at a story where the gods of destruction and angels don't exist, and instead, Beerus here is actually a mortal that's on Earth. But what is his backstory? We still don't know too much about him. Last time we saw the encounter between him, Goku, and Chi-Chi, in a brand new original arc that took place before the Saiyan saga. And now, Raditz has arrived on Earth. With Beerus in the story, how is that going to change how things play out? For this video, let's set a like goal of 3,500 likes. If we hit that, I'll continue with another part of this series. Anyways, let's pick up from here. Raditz is confused. More and more people are arriving. He sees Kakarot there too, but he looks back at Beerus whose power is shooting up. He beat Beerus so badly, he was pretty injured and couldn't even stand up, and now, he's surrounded by an ominous purplish aura. He's enraged beyond belief. Goku sees this and immediately knows what's happening. He questions Raditz, asking who he is. Raditz calls him an idiot. Does he not recognize his own brother? Amidst his argument with Goku and all the confusion that's happening, Beerus then lunges towards Raditz. His power shot up. Raditz looks on his scouter. It's like it's almost doubled. No, it's even going beyond that. Goku's seen this before. Last time he saw Beerus enraged, he became blinded by anger. His power shot up dramatically, and even his fighting style changed a bit. He's focused so much on destroying the target. The thing is here, even though he's a lot stronger now, he still can't surpass Raditz at the moment. But thankfully he has some help. With Goku, Piccolo, and Krillin there, this might actually turn the tide of the battle. They all join in. And it's an odd fight because Goku can actually fight alongside Krillin and Beerus, but no one else knows how to fight with the other. Beerus doesn't even know these guys and vice versa. And even though Krillin doesn't know Piccolo, they can't match their fighting styles. It makes things a little tricky, but still, it's a 4v1, and Raditz knows he's in trouble. Collectively, their power levels are all greater than his. But he might have a way out of this. He has an idea of what he might be able to do. If he creates an artificial moon turning into a great ape, that'll be more than enough. He's about to do so, but then Goku shouts something out. He knows that the tail's a weak spot. They just need to grab it and that'll incapacitate him. They try and go for it, but Raditz jumps up in the air, creating an artificial moon, then transforming. This is bad. His power's way too high now. But still, there is a chance at winning. Krillin knows exactly what to do. The tail. They still need to go for it. The good thing is, Raditz is pretty cocky right now. He might be prone to slipping up. Since he thinks he's so far ahead of everyone at the moment, he's not focused on his weaknesses. He is fighting 4 people at once. They just need one of them to go for the tail and cut it off. He's focused on Kakarot, the Namekian, and the other purple guy. But then he looks around. He lost track of one of them, that Earthling. He doesn't even have a scouter either, so he can't look around and see where he is. If he could sense Ki, he'd be able to find Krillin, but he can't. He then feels a sharp pain in his back. With the others distracting Raditz, Krillin was able to get behind him, creating a Kienzan and cutting off his tail. Now's their opportunity. He's de-transforming, and he's not going to be able to turn into a great ape again. The group all gangs up on him, and Raditz isn't giving up. He's still trying to kill all of them. He knows Kakarot's definitely not going to join him now. In his eyes, he's just worthless trash. It's better if Kakarot dies here, and Raditz still might have a chance at winning. But as he fully de-transforms and goes back into his base, he's standing completely still for a second. Beerus and Goku are then caught off guard. A beam of energy flies past them. It's from Piccolo. He's been charging this up for a bit. It hasn't been too long, but maybe with the amount of time that he got charging it, it could do some damage. His Makanko Sapo. It hits Raditz directly, and since he's weakened and off guard right now, it actually is able to cut right through him. Raditz falls over onto the ground, clutching his chest. But he still has something to say. The Saiyans will be here soon enough. Even if he dies here, he takes comfort in the fact that they're gonna die soon. Vegeta and Nappa will avenge him. Raditz dies. And this leaves everyone else concerned. So, apparently there's 2 other Saiyans coming. They're a lot stronger than Raditz too, maybe. Plus, they gotta process all the information they just got. Goku is actually an alien. He's a Saiyan, whatever that is. Obviously there's a lot going on here. But thankfully, all of them are relatively okay. But now they have a really big task ahead of them. They have to train in order to defeat the Saiyans. At least they have a year though. That might be enough. Beerus proposes an idea. The 4 of them can all train together. They clearly all have different strengths, and that could work to their advantage. Plus, Goku definitely knows more fighters. They could recruit some others. The more people they have, the better. And they actually do have some ideas of who they want to recruit. Besides the other humans, Beerus suggests that they recruit Chi-Chi. From what he remembers, she was pretty strong, and she has been training since. Not as much as him and Goku, obviously, but maybe she would be a good addition to the team. Also, Goku considers training Gohan too. That would mean Gohan's also a Saiyan too, or at least half a Saiyan. Maybe he has some great power that they could harvest for this battle. So, the group gets to work, and surprisingly, Chi-Chi actually does join. She's a little bit more motivated to fight here, and considering the stakes and the fact that she will be able to spend time with Goku at least, that makes the prospect of training a lot better. She'll at least be with her family the whole time, her, Goku, and Gohan. She could help train Gohan, and maybe Roshi can show him some things. But everyone also wants to consult Kami too. Training with him would be really great for this. Although, he has a really weird recommendation, specifically for Goku and Beerus. Since Goku's a Saiyan, he probably has different potential than the humans. Of course, that would apply to Gohan too, but he's way too young to utilize this. But Goku might be able to handle a different kind of training. Same for Piccolo, he is an alien too, but Kami thinks it might be best to train alongside Piccolo. He is a Namekian after all, and he has knowledge of what Namekians can do. It would be best if Piccolo stays here, but as for Goku and even Beerus, he recommends that they go see King Kai. Maybe they could learn some nice techniques from him. It seems like a dangerous journey, but as long as they can pass through Snake Way, they'll be able to accomplish this. Although there is a bit of an issue. The thing is, they're not dead, and with how long it's going to take for them to cross Snake Way, they got a lot to worry about. It's too long of a journey to go without food and all. That does worry Kami. This might not work out. They're not actually going to be able to go see him. They're at King Yama's desk and Kami's about to take them back. But King Kai then teleports in. He introduces himself, and he says it would be a shame to waste their potential. Especially with what's about to happen, he does want to train them. But first, he has a test. He wants to hear their jokes. Neither of them are really good at coming up with jokes on the fly, but they're probably going to be able to say something accidentally funny enough to make King Kai laugh. He already likes these two, so he's going to help them out. He teleports them to his planet, and immediately they fall to the ground. The gravity here is insane. They find out that it's 10 times of what Earth's gravity is. They can't even move at first. They try and stand up, and it's tough. They can barely keep balance or move around at all. But King Kai says they'll be fine. Eventually, they'll get used to this gravity. They'll get a lot stronger, and they'll learn some new techniques here. This is going to be a good period of training. So let's skip forward a bit. And we can even discuss some power levels right now. So, in terms of all the humans, they're all pretty much the same as normal. There's not going to be much that changes about that. Although since Chi-Chi is there, obviously her power is going to change. I'd say she'd probably be around the same strength as Krillin maybe. That seems pretty reasonable to suggest. As for Gohan, he'll be around the same strength as normal. Of course, he did get a lot of different training. Instead of training with Piccolo, he's been with Roshi, Chi-Chi, and even Kami for a little bit. But in terms of strength, he's probably around the same as normal. Speaking of Piccolo, his strength has improved from where it was normally. We'll place him at a power of 5,500. This is because he's doing more specialized training with Kami, and he doesn't have to waste time training Gohan. Not that that was a waste of time, but he's purely focused on himself now. Instead of having to train himself and Gohan at the same time, he's only focused on that. Goku and Beerus are definitely the strongest of the group. After training with King Kai, they did learn Kaioken, and Goku was able to even pick up the Spirit Bomb. It's hard for Beerus since he's not necessarily pure of heart right now. He knows how the technique works, and maybe one day he will be able to get there, if its heart becomes pure. But still, both of them have increased in strength. Goku would be around 10,000 in terms of power. And as for Beerus, he would be the strongest of the group at 12,000. And this is before his Rage Mode or Kaioken. Although the Rage Mode is unreliable because he can't just access it at will. As for Kaioken though, that kind of makes up for it. They should have more than enough strength right now. This will definitely be enough to defeat the Saiyans. Eventually, Nappa and Vegeta do arrive on Earth. They expect this to be an easy encounter. I mean, Raditz did die, but he was a weakling after all, and it took 4 of them to defeat him. If it took that many people to just defeat one weak Saiyan, Kakarot and these humans can't win against them. But it's pretty strange. According to what they saw in Raditz's scouter and what they heard, it seems there was other aliens here. At least, Raditz suspected so. There was a Namekian, and there was some weird purple cat guy. Although Earth does have a lot of strange humanoid animals. He could just be a normal Earthling, but his power is so high that that might not be the case. And Vegeta might see an opportunity here. Kakarot's here, there's a strong Namekian, and some other guy that might be an alien. It's a long shot, but what if they can get these guys to join them? Maybe defeat Frieza together. That's definitely not going to happen. They're just going to come here, clean up the planet, and then sell it. And it will be pretty fun just destroying all these people. And who knows, maybe they will be able to convince Kakarot at least. Maybe he'll see the light and his Saiyan nature will take over. They arrive on the battlefield and see a bunch of people standing in front of them. There's 5 Earthlings, a half Saiyan child, a Namekian, that cat guy that they heard about, and of course, Kakarot. This shouldn't be too bad. Maybe Kakarot's the strongest in the group, and who knows, that hybrid Saiyan, he could have some great potential. But he's still a young child, so they're not too concerned. First, they start with a bit of an appetizer. Nappa gets the Cybermen ready, and the group watches as they all attack. But Beerus kind of chuckles at this. Seeing the Cybermen, he sees a really easy way to defeat them. He charges up a new attack, something that was inspired by Goku's Scatter Kamehameha, the same one that he used in their first encounter. Beerus creates a couple orbs of purple energy. They all surround him. He coaxes the Cybermen to come towards him. They all turn towards Beerus, launching in his direction. The rest of the group watches on concerned. All those Cybermen at once is like fighting a bunch of Raditzes. How is Beerus doing this so casually? He's gonna die against them. But with all the orbs behind him, Beerus swings his arms forward. All the orbs are launched at the Cybermen, one at each of them. A bunch of purple lights flash around them as they all explode. Nappa looks on confused. He just one-shot at all those Cybermen, effortlessly too. Beerus then turns to the group. He hopes they're ready to fight, but first, they need to do something to make sure that they'll be safe. Beerus and Goku power up, as well as Krillin and Piccolo. Beerus and Goku act as distractions, as Piccolo and Krillin appear behind Vegeta and Nappa, cutting each of their tails off. This preemptive strike means they won't have to worry about that later on in the fight, and this only serves to anger the Saiyans even more. Nappa begins attacking, and all the humans fight him together. As for Vegeta, Beerus and Goku will take him on alone, and Vegeta tries to scan their power. Both of them seem pretty low in terms of strength. They might be smart and strategically very good, but their strength won't be enough to defeat him. He laughs at them. And then the two begin powering up. His scouter must be broken. Their power levels are soaring. He looks at Kakarot. His power, it's over 10,000. And Beerus, over 12,000. Vegeta crushes his scouter and tosses it aside. That can't be right. The two of them combined are stronger than him. But it's not a big margin. And again, it's the two of them combined. If he could split them up and effectively fight them, he could still win this. The two begin fighting Vegeta, and immediately they see that they might be even with him. Even though their collective strength does surpass Vegeta, that's when they're both fighting together perfectly. Vegeta's power is all concentrated in one person. This gives him the advantage, but thanks to Kaioken, they're able to both briefly activate it, just using Kaioken times 2. It's a bit draining, but it's not that bad if they only use it for a split second. Their power is double, and the tide of the battle completely shifts. On the other side of the battlefield, Nappa is defeated, and with the humans and Piccolo there, they would probably decide to kill him. If it's not Piccolo that does it, I'm sure Krillin or Tenshinhan would decide to. Vegeta is then bested by Goku and Beerus. How is this possible? This wasn't the outcome he expected. There's no way that this could have happened. Beerus stands above Vegeta. He holds a hand out, charging a blast. Goku looks on. He's unsure if they should kill him. He looks a bit nervous as he watches on with Beerus. But before Goku can even interject, Vegeta begins talking. It's not him bargaining for his life, but he's asking for something. Their power. He could use their help. Help? For what? Why would they help the Saiyans? Vegeta explains that there's a much bigger threat than them out there. Even if they kill the Saiyans, that might just put them on the radar for Frieza. Frieza? They don't know who he is. Well, Beerus reacts oddly when he hears this name, and Vegeta notices this. Does Beerus know Frieza too? Beerus doesn't say anything. He puts his blast away, and he acts like he has no idea what he's talking about. So the group asks, and Vegeta begins explaining. He tells them who Frieza is, and that they're trying to defeat him. Of course, they probably went about it all wrong by trying to recruit Kakarot in this way, but maybe with everyone's combined power, they could find a way. I mean, they found a way to defeat the Saiyans, give them a little bit more time, and maybe they could defeat Frieza. But he looks at Beerus. He knows Frieza, doesn't he? He saw the look on Beerus' face, and all the other people are confused. They still don't know much about Beerus' past, and Vegeta could tell. He's not from this planet, is he? Reluctantly, Beerus then begins explaining his backstory. Yeah, he isn't from this planet, and he does know who Frieza is, because Frieza also destroyed his people. He lived on a very nice planet. It was thriving, and it did have some strong fighters. It was also quite a valuable planet. Frieza's men came through, killing everyone there, except for a few that did escape. There were 2 children that were able to hide from all of this, one of them being Beerus, obviously. The 2 of them had no place to go in the universe afterwards, but after what happened to their planet, they saw themselves as weak. At least, Beerus did. He began training. He began going around other planets getting into fights, stealing stuff, amassing a bunch of riches. Eventually, he and the other person got caught by the Galactic Patrol, although Beerus was able to escape, giving up the fellow survivor. He kinda betrayed his only friend, and in order to avoid the Galactic Patrol and to just live a more low-key life, he eventually ended up on Earth. He's been there for a few years, getting a lot stronger, and that's eventually when he met Goku. So yes, he does know of Frieza, and that's why he's concerned about this. He knows how strong Frieza's army is, and although no one's sure of how strong Frieza truly is, they know that he's not someone you can mess with. He tells Vegeta that's never gonna happen. He would love to defeat Frieza too, but they simply can't. Beerus just wanted to get stronger for himself. He never had the idea of revenge in his mind, because he knew it was impossible, but maybe it is possible. Vegeta says look at their combined strength. They have him, an elite Saiyan. They have Kakarot, these Earthlings, that Namekian. And as for Beerus, his race might have some special abilities too. He seems to have great potential already. Vegeta tries bargaining with them, and eventually, they begin hearing his side. Maybe this would be a good idea, especially because Frieza probably already has Earth on his radar. After Raditz came here, and with Vegeta and Nappa coming here too, he would definitely know by now. He might see them as a threat if anything. And then they turn to Beerus. Who was that other guy that escaped with him? He said there was another escapee training alongside him. They know he's caught by the Galactic Patrol, but maybe they can get his help. Maybe they could break him out somehow. Well, not only would that be very hard, but Beerus thinks that that guy wouldn't trust him. Who is he anyways? Beerus seems to feel really guilty about it. Was he a close friend? Well, not exactly. He wasn't a friend. He was family. Beerus begins explaining. That other survivor was someone just like him. He has a twin brother, Champa. And maybe he does have strength similar to Beerus by now, especially if he's been doing nothing but training in the prison. But they couldn't even find him, right? With that explanation, we'll leave off here for now. So, what did you guys think about this part? What do you think is going to happen next time? With all the huge changes that have happened so far, what's going to happen next? And will Beerus be able to unlock a brand new power like Vegeta theorized? Leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. I'll be sure to check them out to see what you guys think. As always, if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like. And let's try to hit that like goal from the beginning of the video so we can get another part of the series. If you haven't already, why not subscribe? as well as hitting the bell icon so you're notified about any future uploads on my channel, including more parts of this series. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.